Hello, beautiful human, Damir here. And in today's video, you're going to learn how to reclaim time and get your income up by doing what you love without hassle, burnout, or cramped schedule. All that by just thinking differently. No extra work needed because you think already. And when you change the way you think, then the results in life and business change too. Now, if you're new to me and this sounds a little bit woo woo, please remember that I'm not trying to prove anything or say this is the only way. I'm just trying to say that for me, this has been by far the simplest and easiest way to get results in life and business. So I just want to share what works for me and my clients. And on the end of the video, I'll give you a simple invitation to help you get the same results in your life so you too can take advantage of that. And if not, I'm hoping that this is just a helpful training where you can get some perspective. But firstly, let's talk about who is this for and who is this not for. This is not for people looking for magic pill and miracle solutions without putting any effort in. This is not for people who believe they are not responsible for their results in life. And this is not for people who want to try things. If this is you, I totally get you. I was that person before, but you're not going to find this training very helpful. This training is for people who want to do what they love and make really good money from it while having enough time to enjoy life with their loved ones. This is for people who want to make a difference in their life and life of others. And finally, this is for people who want to operate from the point of their full potential and win in life on simpler and easier way, not with hustle. Now, if you don't know me, my name is Damir. I live in Spain, Ibiza. I was born in Croatia. Well, back then it was Yugoslavia. And I don't know if you know, we actually had a civil war. So life was good until the war. Then there was army. And then I was super confused. Now, bear with me. This story has actually a point to it, all right, a meaning. So there I was. I wanted to have a successful business and live the lifestyle like I watched on TVs. But after the war in a war-torn country, there was not many opportunities. There were some, and after that, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I said, okay, you know what? I'm just going to go and make really good money. I'm just going to do whatever pays me well. And that was kind of cool. I had the money, but also I was overspending it. And I didn't realize back then that I was overspending it because I wasn't really internally happy. It was not fulfilling. But again, money allowed me to travel. So I ended up living in Australia. And then in Australia, about age 35, I discovered personal development. And then I realized I had a lot of issues, the guilts, the fears, the shames, the whatnots. I was totally lost. But the coaching put me together. I've done quite a bit of courses, started to do coaching and went with that. But then after some time, because I didn't follow a system, I was new in business. I didn't know how to run a business, how to sell, how to market. It was all a big mess for me. I realized actually, I thought, you know what, coaching's not it. I really want to be successful. Let me do this marketing thing. So I started to do marketing, and I was quite all right there. But the problem was I was always chasing, right? I was putting skill on top of the skill on top of the skill. So, I was doing SEO, then I was doing Google ads and LinkedIn ads and Twitter ads, and I was doing websites and copywriting and everything. And it's a lot of skills. And then I've heard the saying, work more on yourself than you work on your business. And then, of course, back then I thought I was smarter, and I said, like, you know what, I'll figure out business first, then I'll work on myself. And I paid a price for that one. And that's the whole point of this video, which I'll hopefully get across to you. And what happened, a few years after, I realized, okay, I'm doing this marketing thing that I supposedly love, but then why am I stalling things? Why am I procrastinating with stuff? And then I realized it was typical self-sabotage. Long story short, I went on one retreat and rediscovered myself, connected myself back to the old me, old Amir, went back to the coaching, and here we are now. I have a scientific method where I can help people help themselves to get whatever results they want in life. So, without further ado, let's move on to the presentation. There we go. This is a bird's eye overview of the methods tool, which I call the Freedom Code Rapid Mind Reset, which helps you to accelerate progress with realignment of decision making. Now, all this premises is all this thesis is based on this: work hard on yourself and you will make a fortune, which comes from Jim Rohn. Now, what does alignment mean? Alignment simply means that desire and beliefs have to match in order to get results. So, for example, myself, I always want to be successful, but then I knew what I wanted. Okay, I want to have a successful business, but then my beliefs were saying, "Oh, you're not good enough. Oh, you can't do this. Oh, this is hard, or whatever. It's not good enough." I was inventing things, right? And that's why I didn't have the results. So alignment simply means that, and this is the confusing part. We have the desire, and somehow we don't get results, and we don't know what's going on. And now I'm going to show you how all of this works together. So step one in the process is to have a values driven vision. Now I know that you know what vision is, but I also what I found is that what I was taught was kind of half or quarter true, because people say, well, just do what you love, do what interests you, and I get that, do what you love, but what is that exactly? And I realized that the vision, the final, call it that, destination, has to consist, well, doesn't have to, but I found this is to be the simplest and easiest way, is from four elements. And one element is that whatever I want in life, or whatever you want in life, has to be interesting, exciting, important, and deeply fulfilling. When you have these four elements, then you have values fulfilled driven vision. Now, that gives a sense of direction. For some people, it's super clear. For some people, it gives them direction, and they really figure out on the way what that exactly is. How does that look like? Now, the key part here is that it has to be deeply fulfilling. But what does that mean? That means that whatever you're doing, it has a meaning. And that means that your shadow values, we call here a secondary gain. Now, some people call shadow something different, like something bad, while shadow values are actually something good. Now, here I've listed only seven. These are seven common ones, but there is millions of them. So, for example, need for control. Control is really good, especially in business. But if you did it like I did it, like Mike trying to micromanage everything, then it's really not good. And if you see a little bit what the secondary gain is, it's literally these are the drivers that really drive your thoughts, feelings, and actions. They're hidden decision makers. So if you look at all your decisions, or all my decisions, or other people's decisions, when you sometimes sit and say, "Hey, stop dragging attention to yourself," it's the need for it. And the trick with secondary gain is, if it's not fulfilled in a way that it serves, it will be fulfilled in a way that it doesn't serve for people. So some people, they do what they don't want to do. So the way to find freedom is to have a drink. And okay, nothing wrong against the drink, but if that's the only way you have sense of freedom, I'm not saying you're having, some people, and I used to have a drink and escape. Then this is really not good, because obviously alcohol is poison. It's really not good. So the trick here, what I'm trying to say with having your vision deeply fulfilling, is knowing what your secondary gain, what your shadow values are. Because secondary gain is so strong, it will override the need for survival. That's why people drink, take drugs, or smoke, simply to have a feeling. And great, you have the feeling, but it really does not serve your body. So this is step number one: clarity, having a values driven vision fulfilled with a mix of magic four things that are interesting, exciting, important, deeply fulfilling. Now, here is the kicker, right? You're going to love this one. There are people out there, good people, they are doing courses on this, 3-day courses to figure this out. And guess what? I have a set of questions which are called constraint crusher. Like in 7 minutes, you can figure this thing out. And the kicker is, you know this already. You already know what's exciting to you, what's interesting to you, what's important to you, and what's deeply fulfilling. You just need to be asked. Simple set of questions, and that's it. You don't have to do a whole course on it. It can be done in 7 minutes flat, even quicker. My worst case scenario with one client was 15 minutes. Oh my God. Look, it took me 20 years to figure this thing out. Now you can figure it out in 10 minutes. I think it's a cool thing. Okay, now step number two is to we need to remove the resistance. And I don't know if you've seen this, it happens a lot. Oh, I want this, but I want this, but there is a fear, there is a sense of shame, there is a sense of guilt, there's emotions like this. So on on the way, the resistance comes in three forms: in form of conflicting values, which is basically indecision, in the form of trapped emotions and limiting beliefs. So what are conflicting values? Well, conflicting values, are two or more values that are in opposition to each other, leading to internal or external conflict. Now, they took I've learned this, by the way. Some people they wanted to do research on chronically depressed people. So they took a random group of chronically depressed people. I don't know how many, but quite a bit. And they said, we want to figure out what's the root cause of their problem. And guess what it was? It was indecision. Simple that. Oh, should I climb this mountain or that mountain? Should I buy this car or that car? Should I have this business idea or that business idea? So it's really important that that has to be leveled out, like that there is no conflicting values on a way or on a business that maybe you want to have. Then we have trapped emotions. Now, trapped emotions are very famous. They come in the form of shame, guilt, fear, or anxiety. Now, on the spectrum of time, shame and guilt live in the past. It simply means that I think I've done something bad, and therefore I should punish myself, and therefore I should self-sabotage. So, overcommitting, obviously self-sabotaging, procrastinating, perfectionism, and stuff like that. That self-sabotage comes from shame and guilt. And then we have the fears and anxieties. Fears and anxieties are illusions. They live in the future, but what they do, they stop us in our tracks. Like, oh my God, no, I can't do that. We kind of freeze. Now, the problem with both of them, brain has no idea what's future, what's past. It only knows now, whatever we think of it. So it causes stress. So all these things, these trapped emotions that literally stuck energy, makes us cringe and does not help us move forward, which is obviously a problem. Oh, I have this great vision, I want to do this, I'm feeling so excited and it's important to me and it's deeply fulfilling, but then nothing happens. Of course, nothing happens if there are blocks like this. And of course, there is a third block, which is a limiting belief. Usually, limiting beliefs are caused by past traumas. Doesn't have to be big trauma, but some events where we formed as when we were kids a belief that we are, I don't know, not good enough, not smart enough, not whatever it is, that's impossible, that it is hard, that because I was born in Croatia, life's harder for me, and therefore I can't do X, Y, Z. I had all of those. I mean, it's just nonsense, to be honest, but also valid. Now, the problem with them is they run decision-making process. So people say this to me a lot, and you hear this, yeah, I get it. I know the logic, right? The people understand the logic, but if there are those trapped emotions wrapped around on a deeper level, then they will make a decision in a way that will not probably be helpful to run a successful business. Now, here is the kicker. I love the kickers. It takes minutes, right? Minutes versus years. So still, I found that there is good people out there trying to help people with fears and shames and all this stuff that I mentioned and traumas, but they take years. They take months of therapy. And guess what? There are techniques out there that I know and some other people know. 40 minutes. I cannot tell you how many people I worked with. 45 years of stuck guilt solved in 35 minutes. 35 years of shame and guilt gone. 40 minutes. Traumas, biggest traumas, I cannot even tell you, and I don't want to tell you what horrors I've heard. 45 minutes new people, right? So one simple test, that's on my way. Okay, couple of sessions gone. I mean, of course, you have to put effort in, but literally minutes in session, and maybe in total, 3 or 4 hours. Now compare that with years. So there are techniques out there that help people get rid of problems real quick and call it unblock, to help them unblock. Now, this is what we call one alignment method: clarity, resistance removed. And now, if you want accelerated results, this is what we do: we integrate. So it's not about the journey, it's about the destination. So ultimately, it's about falling in love in the process. So many people fall in love on the end results, and you will hear this, and I used to be that guy. Hey, where is the money? Money is just the product of a process, of a system. So if you look at, I don't know, tennis players, they love playing tennis. Like they love it. They don't look when they're gonna go for lunch. They don't look how much money they're gonna make. On the end of the day, money is a process of it. So when we love in the process, when we fall in love in the process, then whatever results we want happens naturally. So the trick here is the secret is in correct neural linking. When you connect your neurons in your head, it allows you to quickly change decision making process, which is rigged to get you fast results. And how do we do that? Well, listen, everything happens faster, actually 5 times faster, when you connect this habit of, call it success, to your core values. Things that are interesting to you, exciting, important, and deeply fulfilling. Then you accelerate. It's not about creating habits, just any kind of habits. It's about creating habits with things that matter to you. What's the point of creating a habit of getting up early in the morning if you hate it, if it doesn't even align with none of your values? It's very hard and close to impossible. So if you're going to do a habit, then please do it with something that you love to do. And we have a kicker here. I love the little kickers. As I said it already, connect your habits with your highest values and shadow values. When you do that, you are really flying. And the last step is obviously support. Coaching and accountability, I don't know if you found yet, they are essential for accelerating results. Why? Because when you have a coach or a mentor or accountability partner, they can help you reveal the blind spots. They can help you to think differently. You have someone to be accountable to, and of course, they can help you with the strategy. Now, here's the kicker with that one and with the whole process. When you do these things right, when you do all these things right, I'm not going to go now in the science, but basically, when you commit to it, then you activate a dormant cell in your mind, which allows you to get 5 times results in less time. But it's not going to work if you are committed short time, simply because to get any results in life, to get really great results in life, like already, it requires effort. So if you are committed for long term, you're going to have that effort, you're going to have the time and energy. So this is the process, and a short version of it. So here is how it looks. It's called Freedom Code. We go from values driven vision, we optimize, right? We get clear, we remove the resistance, we integrate and accelerate. So when you do that right, then you can get more time, more income by doing what you love, without hassle, without burnout, without fluff or adding to your plate. Now, here is the best kicker, which I saved for the last. You can take this same process for any goal, any dream, any desire. It's the same way, because guess what? Fear of spiders, fear of heights, fear of failure, fear of whatever, it's just one fear, right? It's maybe a fear of different thing, but it's a fear. So there is only one method. Not that there is only one method, but we use one method to get rid of any fear. Any goal you can connect to your highest values and shadow values, and then remove the resistance, because that's how we solve any problem. We throw clarity to it, and then we remove the resistance, and then we connect the habits to accelerate results and ideally get some support. So you can use the same system can be used again here for any goal, any desire, any dream. So no need for 5 different courses to find purpose, then another course to find vision, then another course to deal with your shame, then another course to deal with your guilt. Shame, guilt, anxiety, and fears, it's all one technique called universal freedom technique. All traumas use one technique, scientifically based technique. That's why it works all the time. So here are some of the lovely people who have used this technique to get results in life. We have Angelo, the writer. He understands how crucial the mindset is. We have Larissa here. She actually wanted to have a relationship because she was single for 10 years and abused in before. And now, guess what? She has removed some blocks and now she has the relationship. We have the Kev here. He has a company of 250 employees. We done a couple of sessions. He said, Damir, can you help me create the business plan? I said, no. I said, why? He said, I need some confidence. I said, why don't we work on your confidence? One session, and I asked him, how's your confidence going through the roof? Obviously, we've done more work. So we have here Yule. Well, he is an amazing DJ if you like house music, but he was struggling. And then 2 months after, Click happened. Now he plays on some of the biggest festivals, at least here in Europe. Amazing stuff. Now we have Manon here. Now we have other beautiful people here. I'm not going to go through it all. And there is just a simple question for you. If you want to get your time back and income up by doing what you love in the next 30 to 60 days, starting with 7 simple questions, then find me on Facebook or Instagram and DM me freedom, and we'll take it from there. And if not, if you're not ready yet, then, well, connect anyway. Let's stay in touch if you want to stay in touch. So this is what I have for you today, guys and ladies, men and women. Hopefully you find this training helpful. I know I rushed through it. There is more details to it. I will post some videos more to it, but feel free to reach out. Would love to connect. And I do have an online community where you can jump in, hop on for free, connect with other like-minded business owners, and there is a lot of free stuff there also. But in any case, just comment, reach out, and we'll take it from there. Thank you, and bye-bye.